Beautiful people, hello. I know I've been dropping a crap ton of podcast episodes lately, so I don't know what number this is at this point, but hello. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Sessions with Rich Podcast. If you are new, I am found on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. I drop episodes every single Sunday. You can find me on all streaming platforms. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. The whole purpose is to help as many people as possible, and I need you, my amazing friends. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty of why you're really here, my friends. On this episode, I have an amazing guest with me. She is an author, screenwriter, and I didn't know you do, I didn't know you did screenwriting. We got to talk about that. But she is the author of this amazing book, Esotericism with an Unconventional Soul, exploring philosophy, spirituality, science, and mysticism by the Robin S. Baker. Welcome to the show.
Yes, what a great intro.
Hey, I gave you a mini red carpet, but for those who don't know you and
Yeah.
those who do know you, let us know who you are and what you got going on.
So yeah, like you said, you said it so perfectly. The main thing that I do is I'm a writer. I am an author, a screenwriter. I'm also a multi-creative, meaning that I don't put myself in a box. I allow myself throughout time to explore different aspects of myself and different fields as well. I'm also, you can say that I'm a spiritual teacher, but
Definitely.
I don't really like calling myself that
Wait, what do you
because
call yourself?
I don't know, maybe a philosopher or something like that.
Let's lock it in. You're a philosopher.
Yeah.
Let's lock it in.
Because I just feel like I do life. I just talk about life, and
Yeah.
that's something that everyone can talk about through experience
Right.
and the wisdom that we attain as we get older and older. So I don't really like to just say the title of spiritual teacher, but I'll take it.
I feel like even too like that word spiritual, like I don't know, it's like it's labels that come with the word spirituality. So I kind
Yes.
of like, and it's another label. I don't like labels. So like you said, I'm
Yeah.
a philosopher, and that can mean so many things within that category.
Right.
Talk to us about this amazing book. First of all, kudos to first dropping the book because it's difficult starting to write,
Yeah.
finishing, and then publishing, and you did
Yes.
all three. So talk to us about the process. What sparked the idea? What How was the writing process? How has it impacted you? Like, let us know.
Oof. So I first started this book actually a little more than 2 years ago. And how it started was I will be at nighttime in my bed and I'll have these thoughts that'll come to me. This is like after 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. type of thing. And what I would do is just record my thoughts with
Wow.
my voice. And I would just do that over and over and over again. But at that time, I didn't know why I was doing it. I was just doing it. And then one day, it just came to me that, I need to put all these things together into one project. But the main issue that I had at that time was that, okay, well, all these topics are so different from one another. So how can I put this into one project that is, how can I say this?
Don't think, just say.
One project that flows together,
Okay.
when you read it from one chapter to another.
Crazy.
And I just got the idea, and I just got the idea that I'm an unconventional person.
Yeah.
I'm a complex person. And the reason why I recorded all these topics that are so different from one another is because of my complex nature.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why I decided to make a book that is unconventional itself. Something that when people read this, it's then they don't know what the next chapter is going to be. So it spans from um, philosophy, spirituality, scientific facts, mysticism. It really goes through all those things. You can say they all kind of go together if you think about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I really wanted to create a project that I feel like will open the minds of people when they read it.
Because it's a little bit of everything mixed
Yeah,
in one,
yeah.
which is dope. And then you never know what seed you're planting within certain frameworks. So that's absolutely amazing. How when you were right, because I would assume you were channeling at 1 a.m.
Oh
when you
yeah,
for 100%.
for sure, for sure. I could
But
say the writing process. Whew. So if you're familiar with Saturn returns, which I'm sure
Mhm.
you are, this I'm in the midst of my Saturn return.
Okay.
And during that time is when I wrote this book. So yeah, so during that time, I'm going through different phases of my life. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of growing pains. And in a way, writing this book, it was healing for me as well.
Mm.
Because as I'm writing these things that I've learned and, from the past, it's also forcing me to acknowledge some of the things I haven't. It's bringing up things.
Ooh, yeah. We
So
don't
I
like
feel
being called
like,
out.
yeah.
We do not like being called out.
So I feel like, I was not only was I channeling when I did those audios, I was also channeling while I was writing this book as well.
Facts.
Because the reason why it took me the time that it did is because I was going through life. I had to pause and I had to, I'm writing this chapter and I'm talking about these things, and it bring up something to where I need to go address that.
Take a break from
You
the
know,
writing, address that wound or that situation.
right? Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I can relate so heavily on that one. So do you think that's why? Because it's kind of interesting. Because like it's real. What you're not regurgitating something you read, right? You regurgitate. We're not regurgitating. You're writing something that is being channeled and also experiences and lessons that you've learned, and you see the value that can be shown to others. So it's going to take some time to create that masterpiece. You can't just rush this out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. That's because you asked about the writing process. For some people, it is very quick for them, which is amazing.
Yeah,
For me,
need
I
time.
could,
Need that
yeah, like
time.
I could write quick, but for this piece, I didn't want to go about it that way. Like I started looking at it like it was my baby.
This show, Think and Grow Rich of the decade, century
Ah,
kind
I
of
like
book. So
that.
you got to take your time with how you presenting knowledge. You only get one shot at this book.
Yeah, true, exactly. Yeah, so especially because I was taking over 2 years, I've written a book before this. I say this
Yeah,
because
it's still a
I,
book. It's still a book.
yeah, I went ahead, I trashed that,
You
but
trashed it.
I trashed that. But yeah, I lost my train of thought over here laughing.
We was
But
talking
yeah,
about
so
the book, the writing
the writing
process.
process, what I was saying, it took me a lot of time to do it. And it was very, very, very frustrating throughout it. A lot of tears.
Why? Why? I'm curious. If you don't mind sharing, you don't got to be
Okay,
open
okay.
though.
So you mentioned the beginning, the end, wrapping it up, and then publishing it. So the beginning, I feel like it's incredibly hard because, well, it's exciting, the beginning, and then it started getting hard as you're going because now you're thinking like, all right, how, like what is this, what is the embodiment of this, what is the
Yeah.
full meaning of this, what is this all going to be about? But you keep writing. um Everything is going good, and then it comes to the time when you need to end it.
Yeah.
Ending it, I feel, was the hardest thing for me
Yeah.
because you're thinking, how am I going to wrap this up after I said all these things? What is going to be the last thing I leave this reader with? You don't want to put just anything and make them feel like, oh, well, okay, I'm a little unfulfilled after reading this.
Yeah. I got to come full circle.
Right, exactly.
Got to come full
So
circle.
that was something that was very difficult. The editing process,
How is
when
that?
you're
Because I'm working on mine right now, and I'm dreading when I gotta edit that shit.
oh my God, oh my God. See, when you're editing for yourself, man, you have to go across way more than like 10 times. You got to go through it
Sheesh.
like over and over and over again. And the thing is, you're still gonna have typos.
But is it typos like slang typos, or is it like a punctuation typos?
I don't think it's punctuation. You can say, for example, you're writing the word typing.
Yeah.
You might have accidentally glanced over too fast and missed the G at the
Oh,
end.
okay. I see what you mean.
You know, it's like little stuff like that.
Oh, that's annoying.
It's so annoying. And that's why I was thinking, okay, the next time I have my book, I really want to hire somebody to edit it for me.
Yeah.
But it's also it also feels good to do that though, because you're reading your own piece of work over and over and over again. You're getting more acquainted with it. So it can also be a fun process as well. It's all about how you look at it, I guess.
I have a question on that. So you read it over 10 times. Now, I'm sure you have you read The Alchemist before?
Oh yeah.
Have
I'm
you read
listening to
that?
the audio version of it right now.
So I'm assuming you've read it and listened to it multiple
Yeah.
times, right?
Mhm.
So my question is, every time you read The Alchemist, you gain something new
Oh
from
yeah.
digesting it. So I'm wondering, within your book, even though you read it, and of course there's gonna be some things that might brush past you, did you see like, damn, there's different lessons or different gems or different levels of awareness? Because like what I'm realizing with books, one person can look at it from a perspective, but when they gain new awareness, they look at it totally different. It means something more to them. So I'm wondering, did you
Right.
notice that within your own work?
Absolutely. Still to this day. I will
Crazy.
have the days where I just feel this calling that I need to look at something that's in my book.
Damn.
And I think that's beautiful to be
That
able to do that
is.
for my own work. I didn't think, but
I'm
when I
getting
made the
goosebumps when you
book,
said that. That's crazy.
uh, but like when I made it, I didn't think that this was gonna be like that for me. It was
Yeah.
just I keep saying the word. I felt called. I felt called. When I wrote this book, I felt called to do it. I didn't know why. I didn't know what the reason was for. I just knew I had to follow that calling. So, like I said, I have those days where I may be tripping a little, and I feel like Robin, like you wrote about this, whatever this is that you're tripping over. Why don't you just open it up and read it?
Damn.
So that's a blessing that I'm able to do that.
It's pretty cool though, because you have a book that's calling you out when you're too stubborn to like action
Yeah.
things. Do you find I find like, because like when you remember who you are, with great power comes great responsibility. And
Yes.
sometimes you choose to play ignorant because you
Oh
don't want
yeah.
to play, you don't want to play God in certain circumstances. So it's funny that you could just like go to your book and like, okay, I know this is what I know this, but I need to see it in words for me to snap myself out of this illusion I'm keeping myself in.
Right. Because I think like I can't be telling people how to do this and do that, and I'm not following my own advice.
Oh,
You know, you got to check yourself.
you do. I'm really big on checking myself. You got to, guys. If you
Yeah.
listen, you got to check yourself. You got to parent yourself because you'll get comfortable
Yeah.
real quick,
Exactly.
real freaking quick. What's your? I'm always I always find it interesting when you talk to different people about their views on creating their reality. What does that mean to you? Like, how do you go about your creation process?
Creating my reality. Good question. How do I create my
Hey,
reality?
this it's a Sunday question episode. We coming with it. I feel like I'm talking to source right now, so we gotta make sure.
Okay. Well, creating my reality. So I feel like I am a person who is constantly changing the way I do things. It's never a set way that I do it. It depends on the phase of my life. So I can say right now, my way of creating reality is action for me. It's just doing it. You can say before this phase, my definition of creating my reality was manifesting by doing my vision boards, doing those type of things. But right now, I'm in a season of my life to where I need to just do action.
Go mode.
like for instance, me being on here right now.
Mhm.
I was telling you before this how nervous and shy and introverted I am, but I made myself push through it and said, you know what, just do it. That's like my motto for this year. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, so that's how I'm particularly creating my reality, just putting action towards it.
That's so dope. Because then, like, even like with this podcast, so many people you're helping, and so many people who you're helping with your book. So I think this is a great first start. I had, because like when people think about law of attraction, manifestation, it's all of the main things that they highlight is just the vibration, the thoughts, and the words. Although that's the car, that's the car makeup. So you need that. But the gas, the shit that really make the source mirror your reality is the action. So that's doing that research on Google, that's inquiring, that's asking the question, that's posting that first YouTube clip, that's writing your first bestseller novel. It just, you have to start, and then the source like, bet, let me match you.
Exactly. I always say that, you know, source and the universe, they're going to do their part, but they're always going to wait for you to do yours. You know, it's a team effort.
It's you can't just, you can lay in bed all day and say, I want to, like, I want $100,000 salary, for example, but are you doing shit on LinkedIn to, you know, like, you have to have the action behind it. You can't be lazy.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, if you could manifest something really quick. So like, let's say, for example, it's something you want to happen this year, okay, for yourself. If you could get everything that you wanted in this instant, would it mean the same to you as if with that delayed gratification, the experiences you had that led up to that and everything you learned? Which one would you take?
For me in particular, right now, in my personal life, I would take that not the instant gratification, excuse me. I would take the manifestations come in quick. But I only say that because I put the 10 years already into it.
Love it.
Without it coming in.
Love
you know,
it.
I planted that seed, I nurtured it for 10 years. So that's when I started like my whole journey with my creativity and exploring those different aspects. So if I was able to manifest everything right now, what?
That'd be crazy. Wouldn't
That'd be amazing.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're in a wealth vibration, right? So that's the vibration we are. Now, your favorite car, you manifested that. So you thought about that as there. Your favorite trip is there. So let's say you have 1,000 thoughts and we experience it all in a year. Will we get bored? Like, would I get bored of everything happening so quick? I don't know.
Yeah,
I always wonder that question.
I feel like yeah, you will. Without, now, I'm not saying that people want to sit here and struggle for what they want. You know, you don't want to do that or overwork yourself. Like, the goal is to not have to do that. However, I always say the true gift is the journey.
Yeah. The
journey, you know, you're going through all those things.
It should be tough. It'd be tough.
You know, it make you want to give up every single day.
Yeah.
But the day, whatever you've been working so hard for comes in.
When you achieve it, man, that feeling.
You just feel like everything that you did was so worth it.
It's character building. You leveled up to a whole different level. You know, everybody can go through that. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but everybody ain't built for it.
That's true. That's very true.
Everybody
so yeah, I really think the journey is important, and that's something I had to realize within my own life as well.
I feel that.
You know, as a creative, we understand as a creative, it's you know, you got to wake up every day and want to do what you're doing.
That and even on the days you don't feel like it, you can't rely on that feeling.
Exactly.
It's that discipline.
Even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I feel and it's like, for example, it's easier said than done with us talking about it, but like when people are like, because we like once you go through it enough times, you know, okay, this gray area I'm in of confusion, I know it's gonna be a light. I'm just in this little buffer period while things are, I like to say, pixelating around me to show me the next direction. So I'm in a little
Right.
white space before the next scene in my play
Mhm.
comes about. And like it's such a it's like it's a constant reminder that source got your back. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Everything you want will happen, but it's just you. I would rather show you this way and all the things you gain in this timeline versus, oh, it has happened, but you missed three friendships that blossomed, a networking opportunity, a house in the Bahamas that you wouldn't have had. Like, I got
Mhm.
you. Just trust me.
Yeah, exactly. Trust is definitely important. Having faith. That's the biggest thing. Having faith in yourself and having faith in whatever outside source that you believe in. Which is
Mm,
which is why I do think it's important having faith in something.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
judge what it is,
Mm-hmm.
just have faith in something that'll pull you through, especially those nights and days when you need a helping hand.
Ooh. And it be those dark days. It be those dark days. Cause you don't know how it's gonna happen. You literally don't. But then it's just I just feel like we need to live, I mean not live, leave like constant reminders to ourselves to like pull ourselves out of that little mental loop of victimism. Like it's so
Oh,
easy.
yeah,
It's so easy.
it is. It's very easy. It's the lazy way, I feel.
It is the lazy way. Cause so okay. Lately in my life, no, before I kind of started playing God again, I was on autopilot. So I don't want to play consciousness anymore. I want to be on just bliss. I don't want to do nothing. I'm just gonna work. I'm gonna go to the gym, and that's it. I'm just gonna exist and just not put my God brain on. And then stuff started showing up that I don't want to experience this. So I let it slide until it get to a point like, time for a change. Let me put my God brain back on because I'm not. This is my doing. But for those who don't, I just find it when I hear or talk to people who say things they don't want to experience, it really, I'm like, don't say that. Like, why would you? Like you were joking, say, "Oh, I'm broke." I'm like, why would you say that? Because
Oh, I hate that. I hate
now,
saying that.
now
Whew.
your tire needs changing, or an unexpected bill comes in, and now you really can't afford it because you fucked yourself
Yeah.
up. So I'm all, and then it's when people say face reality, I'm like, no, that's the problem. You're facing it instead of changing it. Facing it is confirming to the ego that it's right. We already know that we're looking at it. What is that doing
Right.
for us? Now we need to see, okay, what's the next scene that we want? Um, I just if people can get that one little perspective, it would just change everything.
Oh, definitely. That
Everything.
one little shift. Yeah, I feel you on the victimization. And you know what? That's something that we all can fall into every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's important that we quickly bring awareness to it when it happens, though, so we can pull
Mhm.
ourselves out of that.
It's just
Because
alchemizing.
exactly, yeah,
Damn, we're the true alchemists.
yes, that's why we love that book,
Hey, that book is a gem. I want to
man.
I want to reread it now. So I got a okay, for my future house, I want a library with like a little ladder that steps up and you like and it like rolls to the side kind of thing. Like that's how many books I got. So that's why I want them kind of shit. But
Yeah, I want a library in my house too. I never thought about the ladder moving though. That's a
hey,
good little.
I want a hidden room behind the bookshelf. Like that's just me. Just let me have my Scorpio isolation time. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's very Scorpio. That'd be dope though.
I'm gonna visualize this and make this happen. But I got to a point in my time where it's like I was just reading so much information, but I wasn't actioning it. Like
Mm,
you just take in so much information, and it's like it's just going in one and out the other. And yeah, you have knowledge of it, but you're not applying it, so it doesn't really. You don't have that full knowing. Like yeah, you believe it's true, but you don't know if it's true until you action it. I took a long break from reading. I just been, like you said, in the action, and I need to implement these tips and tricks, these daily creation hacks, if you will.
Yeah, because you can read a million books and retain all the knowledge and wisdom that you get from that. You can look at a bunch of YouTube videos. You can go to a lot of seminars. But what are you going to do with that though? Are you just going to sit on that? That's a waste of resource. And that's why right now I'm acknowledging when I started doing that, because I did. Like for instance, me writing this book. I can't write all this advice in this book and then I don't do nothing with it.
Facts.
So that's why in 2023, I made some very specific goals for myself. Like the first goal was to get out of my comfort zone and take more risk.
Just do it.
Yeah. The second goal was to connect more with people, because I realized through my times of isolation and my hermit mode.
That hermit. Oh, we love that hermit. That shit. That's my comfort zone.
Yes.
Ooh, that's my comfort zone. I love it. You ain't gotta explain it to me.
It's pretty cozy. It's pretty cozy. But it can get really lonely after a while, and I started to realize that community is so important. It's so important to start connecting with like-minded individuals. It's only so much you can do alone. I don't care what nobody's saying. You can get far alone. You can get far.
But you need that feeling of connection.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the main two goals, and the action, just jumping into action. Because when I wrote this book, I was in hermit mode for 6 months.
Beautiful.
I love social media for 6 months.
Yeah, you was gone for a little minute.
I was gone, but not only was I like off of social media, I didn't go anywhere. 2022. Wow. Yeah, 2022. I forced myself into, well, you could say I forced myself, and that, like I said, I felt called to do that though. So I took those 6 months and I just implemented all of my energy into writing.
Would you say that was kind of like a rebirth moment for you too?
Was it a rebirth? I don't think I would call it a, you know what? It is a rebirth moment though, because now I'm in a different phase.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at things differently.
Damn.
But I feel like this book was more so vindication for me, for myself though. Not for anybody else, but just for me. It was me basically putting all down that writing everything down that I've learned, and being able to look back at that. It's like it feels so good inside. It shows me how much work I put in throughout all these years. Yeah. So it's like I had to do it for me as well.
That inner Robin, little Robin.
Huh?
I said doing it for little Robin, inner Robin.
Oh yeah, exactly.
One thing I'm finding with writing this book, so I don't even know how long I've even been writing this thing. At first, so similar to you, so I got the name of the book while tripping on shrooms, and then did some channeling work and found, okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So I started it, and then I was facing a lot of inner wounds that I didn't address because I was choosing not to address it because it was very tender for me. So it was it got to a point I was talking about my relationship with my mom, and I couldn't do it. It was like that hard cut. I was like, this don't feel comfortable. I'm starting to get emotional. I'm just going to stop. So then I took a break from writing. I bounced around between different chapters, but I can't force info that's not there, because it's like, again, I want this to be like a Think and Grow Rich, timeless kind of book. This the standards we holding ourselves to, because we, as much info that we know, and I'm pretty sure you're an old soul. I could be wrong. I feel that you're an old soul. Um, so this ain't our first rodeo. So we have so much wisdom to share, and I want to make sure that is taking the time to do this. So then fast forward, I heal and have a better relation with my mom. So then I come back to that chapter and the things I wrote, I no longer want to say. So if I drop the book with that version of the victim mentality of it, it would have painted the wrong image versus I can still tell the story, but then I can also tell how we've healed and grown, how I've grown, now my perspective on it. So anyone who's reading the book who has a unhealed relationship with their parent, they can get guidance to help them versus me just, I don't have a relationship with my mom, blah, blah, blah. This is what happened, victim me. So it's like, damn. So everything is just in divine timing when you write in. So beautiful.
Yes, that's beautiful though. I think it would be an amazing idea for you to keep how you felt before,
Mm,
and you can even like mark it with a different date and say
that's
to
true.
show where you are now. That shows an immensity of growth on your part by doing
Ah,
that.
I love that
Because
actually.
yeah, I think it's important with writing for you to develop your own writing style.
Hmm.
Don't do what everybody else is doing in their book, because there's always going to be someone who mess with your message
Yeah.
and who resonate with it. So I think you talking about that process with your mother and showing how your mindset, well, your perspective was with it at first, keeping that in, I think that's important, because a lot of people are going to feel that. And then showing where you are now and how you got to that, what you can change so many lives, leaving that all in there. I think that's like really, really good information.
Ah, damn. Okay, I'll take that challenge on. I'll take that challenge because this whole life thing is it's just when you break it down, it's really all just one play. Everyone's playing a role because you guys signed a contract before you come in here, and it's gonna
Mhm.
trigger the fuck out of you.
Oh
But you're
yeah.
supposed to alchemize because it's just weird. Like the character is just the character that isn't who the person really is,
Mm.
but it's still reality, quote unquote, and you still gotta maneuver and deal with it. And then when you go back to the other side, I'm just be like, why did we choose to set this up this way? This could
I
have
think
been
about
so
that.
much easier.
I think about that. I'm like, why?
Like, why did
When
we?
we was there, why do we say, what, yeah, let's experience all this? Like, why?
Like,
Why?
we could have saved the heartache. We could have saved the trouble. Like, cool. Oh, but what we have learned, like that aspect of consciousness and just all of this is so fascinating to me. Like, all of this is temporary, but like, what's the why, if you will? What's the why on the other side? That's I find that shit so interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I love that. Something I love that you always talk about is the Matrix, but
Ah,
it's the way that you talk about it. And I also mentioned, it was something in my book I mentioned to where I said that you can know that you're in the Matrix while still living and thriving, living your best life within it. You know what
mm-hmm,
I'm saying? So you can
mm-hmm.
still have that awareness that, what's going on around you and
Yeah,
how, things work, while still deciding, okay, I'm the soul in this vessel, this
yeah.
very human experience, but I can do some good stuff with that.
Because the
I
game
can
is a game.
right, exactly.
This is the
Exactly.
game. This is the rules. This is the how things are ran. Okay, this isn't going to change. What can change is how you choose to experience, and then you have to vibrate and create your best reality from there. But then you have to know the bad guy isn't really the bad guy. The bad guy is playing a character because we
Mm,
need contrast. So if everything was going right, we wouldn't know what's new, what is exciting, what we don't like. So we need
right.
that opposite to show us, and vice versa for the quote unquote bad guy. We need that yin
Mm,
and that yang to for this
yeah.
matrix to continue to grow and evolve, and for us to
And I
experience.
love, I'm sorry not to cut you
No,
off.
totally fine, totally fine.
I love the duality that we all possess.
Ah, come on.
I have a chapter called Embracing Your Duality.
Ooh.
And in that I talked about how all of us have light and dark aspects. And instead of trying to eradicate that dark side, why not
Yeah.
embrace that?
Tap into it.
It's all about moderation and balance,
Mm-hmm.
just like yin and yang. Um,
Like we're not
yeah,
saying like we're not saying be mean to people, but we're saying hold
yeah,
your boundary. Like,
yeah,
hey, motherfucker, back off. Like, step
exactly.
back.
Yeah, so yeah, because I hate toxic positivity. And I feel like that's something that a lot of Western teachings teach about
Yeah,
always being positive, loving like 24/7. That's not reality. Like
that's not
it's not
reality.
realistic. We're not gonna all be living like 24/7. It's okay to have those times to where you want to cry, yell,
Yep.
scream. It's
No, I
important to
love
give yourself
crying.
grace.
I
Yeah, like
love
give
crying.
yourself grace, be compassionate with yourself. You're human. It doesn't make you any less of a good person.
Yeah.
Just after that, get back to the light side. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But it's just not. It's nothing wrong with that dark aspect. So yeah.
Allow yourself to feel the emotions. If you're angry, like somebody flipped you off. Okay, I'm a little pissed off. Why you flip me off? Like, I'm a good person. Like, feel that and then be like,
Like you don't
okay.
gotta spaz out. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
you ain't gotta spaz out. Okay, this person was mean to me, right? Man, actually, fuck you, bro. Fuck you. And then we go into the conscious brain. Man, maybe that person was having a bad day. I was looking right in my fit today. Maybe they was low-key jealous. I was projecting. I get it. Hope you have a great day. Move forward.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
that's how you got it. That's how I'll be having a conversation with myself. Like, you can't take this shit serious.
You have to
It's all
catch
like, man,
yourself. But
I
it all comes down to awareness. As
yes,
long as you have
that's it.
that awareness, you can catch yourself.
Oh.
That's
Before
all
you
it comes
couldn't
down to.
though. Imagine all those times when you was like young Robin or like young Richard, and we was just like playing victim, and we really believed it. We really
Yes.
believed it.
Yes. Some
Woe is me. Woe is me.
yeah. Which when you get to that space in your life where you're like I said, we all fall back into it. Like we're human. Every now and then. But when you get to that space to where you're finally tired of
Yeah,
playing victim,
yeah. Ooh,
because you see yourself like this is not getting me anywhere. Like
it's not.
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna keep just sitting here and complaining about
Nothing's gonna change.
right.
Nothing.
But things everything can change. That's the thing though. They like to make us think that nothing certain things can't change and we're stuck um with a certain way of being, but that's not true.
Yeah, it's not true at all. It's just a change perspective, and there's action in it. I just tell everybody if it's one thing that the gym has taught me is discipline and no excuses. Like
Mhm.
you could apply that shit to anything. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't feel like dropping the content today. That's an excuse. You could
Mhm.
have showed up. You got to treat things like non-negotiables in your life, like written contract. Like if you say you go do something, stand on your word. Because think about it, your inner child is listening. So now you lying to your inner child. Your inner child, like you said, we were gonna meditate today for 5 minutes. We didn't meditate. What's up? I was
Oof,
actually looking forward to doing that.
that gave me goosebumps. You talking?
So it's like,
Man,
and that's something I need to hear that myself because that just came up to me randomly. But it's just like, damn, I ain't even think about that before. But that's true. That's
that is
true.
wow, that is true. Yeah,
Cool.
because no one's going to do that for us. No one's going to change your life for you.
So
There's
they can offer us help and give us
right,
resources, but we have to call the number. We have to show up. We
exactly.
gotta,
'Cause source in the universe, they're always going to have out a helping hand.
yeah.
It's time. When that helping hand comes, now it's up to you. Are you going to get up and grab it?
Come on.
Or are you going to stay in that victim mindset? So yeah, it's all and like you said, it's all about that little shift
It's
in
that
your
shit.
mind though.
You just have to know you're the creator. If once you understand that, then you have to take full responsibility and accountability.
Yeah.
like you. And it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
I get it. It's absolutely tough. You might hear some blocks. My nephew's here
Oh, it's okay.
in the
It's okay.
background. But yeah, I'm. So I'm loving this. What's next for Robin? How are we expanding? What's next for consciousness?
So what's next for me? I truly want to get on YouTube and take
Ooh.
that. Yeah, which is a big deal for me because, like I said, that shyness.
Mhm.
But I'm in a space to where I'm all about action, so
Be in go
I want
mode.
to push through that, and I feel like I have messages to spread. So why not get on such an amazing platform that
Yeah.
reaches so many different people? So I really want to get on there and do some fun, helpful, creative stuff. Also, I'm heavy into my screenwriting right
Oh, I
now.
want to talk about that too. I forgot about that. What got you into screenwriting? This is so interesting.
So when I was 9 years old, I started actually writing, and I would screenwrite, and I would write books. So this was my first
Mm,
love. So I was doing this before I even knew what it was.
crazy.
It took me to my Saturn return. It took me to that until I got to that point to realize that this is something that I want to explore and venture into.
Yeah.
I absolutely love just creating stories in so many ways. Screenwriting, you're creating stories through images and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm super excited about doing. I love film, I love television, I love
So do we have a movie coming out? We got a TV series coming on? Like
not yet.
how big are we thinking with this? Because you
Well, with me, I like to go
times
extremely
10.
big.
Like, come on now,
Yeah,
Scorpio energy. Come on now.
I'm always trying to elevate and evolve. Always,
Facts.
constantly. I don't like hitting a plateau. I don't like being stagnant. So that's
Mm-mm.
something that I do want to work on mastering. But like writing scripts, that's a lifelong thing
Yeah.
to continuously to master. But right now, when it comes to that, I'm just focused on learning as much as I can within
Yeah.
that. And hopefully eventually I'll be able to get
Nope, no
something
hopefully.
going.
Nope, no
You're
hopefully.
right, you're right. I will
Take
get
that
something
back.
going.
Exactly. I was like, nah, take that back. That hope.
I will get something going with that.
Let's
Um,
go.
2023 for sure. But yeah, so YouTube, the screenwriting. Lately, I've been getting that little calling again
Mm.
to write
Come
a book.
on. Come on.
It
Times
just
three.
it just come out of nowhere, like the little calling. And I
Damn.
was so afraid that I wasn't gonna get that calling for like another few years because sometimes
Source
you don't get that urge.
Source said, nah, we right back. We back.
So yeah, writing a book is definitely something that I'm starting to feel that calling for.
I love that.
What it's about, I don't know yet. Like I said, I don't
Okay.
like to box myself in.
Yeah.
I love a lot of people don't know I love sci-fi. I
That's
love
dope.
Afro surrealism, poetry,
Love poetry. Love poetry.
all horror. I love all
Yeah.
that stuff. So yeah, we just have to see. Yeah.
I love that. I performed in slam competitions in high school and a little bit in college.
Really?
Yeah, I love poetry. Love
What?
poetry. Yeah. Yeah. A lot
Would
of
you
people don't.
ever do a write a poetry book?
I would. I would. But I don't. It'll be. I would want it to be kind of like a consciousness, like you finding yourself kind of book.
Mm.
Because like earlier in my writing journey, it was like love and finding myself kind of thing.
Mhm.
Now it would just be information, just like me. I don't even know how that would look like. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna sit down and see how that would actually look like. I'm gonna
That's a good
challenge myself
idea.
on that. I'm gonna challenge myself on that.
You should do
Uh,
that. That's a really good idea.
yeah, I'm gonna try. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Look, this I'm saying. This is a source to source conversation right now. I'm loving this.
Yeah.
Absolutely loving this. No, even like when I was nervous when I was even doing podcasting. Like it's just people are hearing my voice. I don't listen back to my podcast episodes ever. I I don't want to hear my voice. I feel like I sound cringe.
You don't.
Well, I mean that you will say that, but for me
I get it. Yeah.
listening, I'm like, God, why do you like if it's something that like if it's a message in that podcast, I know I need to hear for myself. I go to the guest message, but my voice, I'm like, bro, I already know what you're thinking in your head. I don't need to hear you. I don't
But
need you.
that makes sense because it's a lot of artists, a lot of famous artists who are singers, rappers, just different stuff. And they always say, I don't look at my performances. I don't look after I do this one time, I don't look at it.
Because that character is gone.
That's a good way
That,
to put that.
that character is gone.
Huh.
That was an old character.
That's a good way to think about that.
This is just
Wow.
coming straight from source right now. I've never thought about this. This is straight from source.
That actually lit me up a little. I'm like, huh,
It's just the old
that's just,
character.
that makes sense.
That even after people who listen to this podcast, it's our old character. We've made into a new character now.
That's awesome. I like
Great,
that.
constant evolution, constant
Yes.
evolution. I'm super proud of you for one getting out of your comfort zone, challenging yourself. Because as Scorpios, when we become obsessed and we really go after
Yeah.
something, like I'm sorry, it's nothing but gold bricks and fucking wealth coming behind it. Like I don't know what to tell
Yes.
you. So I'm excited to see the journey. Definitely got to be on the YouTube. Definitely got to be on it. And I'm excited for the third book too.
Thank you so much, first of all, for
Yeah.
even saying that. You helped me push out of this comfort zone.
I take zero credit. I'm just a mirror of source.
You did. You helped me because even when I told you, I was like, I'm so shy. It was like nothing. Like, come on.
Come on now. Same conversation you have with your friends. That's all we're doing. Listen,
Yeah, and I've seen your progression throughout
I
you doing
appreciate that.
podcasts,
Appreciate that.
and you are very, very, very natural at it now, and that actually inspires me.
Oh wow.
Like, it's just be consistent, keep doing it, and
Yeah.
everything start flowing.
That's it. You're not going to, I don't know. I know there's going to be a media company one day and I'm going to reach billions of people. But for right now,
Mm,
this is the groundwork. And so I don't know when that's going to happen. But right now, I'm touching a lot of people. So we go keep
yeah.
this thing going. But
So is
I
that like
definitely,
a huge goal for you
I
in
just,
regards?
I just want to have a network where I can have many sub things so I can just keep spreading the message. I just want to touch the
Mm,
entire globe.
nice.
And then have something my future kids can come to and their future kids. And we just have this giant network of catalog of conscious reminders to ourselves to help
Mhm.
us. If you only need episode 35 out of this 1,000 episodes, then that's the message for you. But
That's amazing.
I created this catalog for you to sort through to help you in whatever part of your journey you need to.
Wow. The fact that you're thinking that far ahead too in
Got
regards to
to.
lineage, that's incredibly smart. I think that's important as well. When it comes to my work, I try
Mhm.
to think about my lineage as well. Like what
Yeah.
footprints do I want to leave on earth, not only for people who don't know me, but for also my bloodline.
Yeah. That's so
And
important.
yeah,
That's so important. This ties into this flows into actually the last question that I asked. What is your message to humanity during this time?
my message to humanity during this time is that we can still embrace being individuals
Mhm.
as we should, but we should put the effort more into investing our energy into community.
Mm.
Community is a huge thing for me now. And it's so huge because I wasn't that person before this. I was very loner, independent. I do things by myself. I don't need no one to help me with this. That's just how I've been.
Mhm.
But something shifted for me that made me realize like society, it's good that we entered into times that was dedicated for being individuals.
Yeah.
Individuals. because we all were able to learn ourselves more throughout that. But now I feel like we need to start back coming together. And because I feel like when we come together, that is how advancement comes faster.
Yes, you're bouncing
In the world.
ideas and we're collaborating.
Exactly. That's how we evolve more. That's how we advance more. That's how we do more good in the world and touch more lives. And also, like you said, we need that feeling of connection
We need
in
that.
order for us to prosper in the highest ways that we can.
And and even too, this feeling love, but that love as well is just source. So we're not only are we feeling love from ourselves, but we're feeling source love from everything around us, which we also need as well.
Right. Exactly. So
That's
yeah, it feels so weird for me even saying that because when I tell you I was not a community person, I was
I get you. I get you. But as
I was the
growth,
person I was the person that was saying like, focus on yourself, do you, don't worry about nobody else, da, 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 da.
yeah,
But now I'm like, man, we need to start coming together more. We need to start interacting more. Like everything is so internet, social media. We need to get out
yeah,
there, meet each other, um, build things together, do teamwork together. I just feel like we'll
yeah.
all get so much further doing that.
Just get out of your comfort zone and just challenge yourself. And like it's not this big giant thing. It's just what you're doing right now. I'm just showing up. I'm just like you said, just do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna action.
Yes.
I've been preaching this for a couple episodes now. It's just choose the thought, choose the action that aligns with your higher self, that version of yourself that you're
Mhm.
seeking. So we have two options. Wake up I'm gonna wake up 30 minutes extra to allow myself the time to X, Y, and Z to progress me, or sleep for 30 minutes. I'm keeping myself in the same habit, habitual place that's serving me nowhere. You
Mm.
gotta
Them choices.
to choose the better thought. Now is the time, guys, to choose the version of yourself that you want. It's not this fairy tale woo woo magic wand Harry Potter shit. Shout out to Harry Potter. Um, it's just you choose it. You have to be the character, become the character. This is your play. Become the character. That's how it works.
Yes, absolutely. I love that you said that because I just started getting into the little character
See,
thing
you just
lately.
you just switch characters.
Yeah,
Tomorrow,
because I started doing some research on people who like to create alter egos.
yeah,
And it's even scientifically proven to be so beneficial
you
for
have to.
people
Oh,
who do that.
you
So
got
I
to.
started I just started researching about that. I'm like, maybe I should try that out.
Uh-huh. Who is that
Yeah,
person when you're in that mode? Like
right.
I have different characters. When it's time to tee up, oh, we out here. When it's time to you got soft Richard, you got okay, I'm being too nice right now. Let me turn up the heat. Let me put my stinger, let you know, fuck off. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
humble. We got different characters, so I get
Yeah, I'm trying
you.
for real though. Yeah.
We
But yeah,
got it.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, see, I'm getting a lot of gems from this I can take with me too. So
Let's go. It's a conversation between source. I'm loving it. You're welcome on anytime. Guys, I will provide Robin's amazing book in the description below. And I'm pretty sure
yes.
this will not be our first rodeo on the podcast together. I'm super grateful. I wish you much success in your journey. Super proud of you for dropping this amazing book. And I know that it's going to help millions and billions of people around the world. And you're a New
Oh,
York Times best-selling author. So,
yeah.
guys, you heard it here
Thank you
first.
for me.
Big facts. Big facts. I appreciate you, Robin.
Thank you. Appreciate you as well.